and welcome to Certain Inspirations with Dale. Hopefully I can inspire you, and before it's over, we can inspire each other. Let's have an inspirational moment. Benison Farm Market is open for business. And we also have the link that I put on yesterday for the podcast that I was a part of. It is still open, it's still live. So make sure you go onto YouTube and check it out. And it's going to be under Room to Breathe. Room to Breathe. Finding room to breathe. I was looking at something today from, matter of fact, it was a little kids thing that I ended up strolling. You know how you strolling, how we stroll all the time. And so I ended up landing on something called Douglas Talks. And it's the perfect inspiration. Douglas Talks talked about how God is love. So we have to choose each and every day to love. So that's the inspiration today. Being able to choose love, and not just choose it, but choose it daily. God is love came from the biblical verse, 1 John chapter 4, verse 8. Now I told you I'm not very good at remembering those verses, so I'm trying to get better at those. So I did remember that one. Hello, thank you for joining. So we're talking about choosing to love. Choosing to love is a daily choice. You have to choose to love each and every day, because we can say it all the time. You can say, I love you. You can say, I'm sorry. But when I was talking about 1 John and talking about the biblical part of it, you have to remember that God didn't just say he loved us. He showed his unconditional love. So each and every day when we are going about, when we're in our daily lives, daily walk, even with your personal relationships that you have with your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, whatever you might have, find a way to know that you have to choose love daily. Because when you're in a relationship with someone, it's not always easy. So you definitely have to choose to love when you're in a relationship. So that's one of the things that you have to be able to do. You have to sometimes, like the old people used to say, you have to bite your tongue sometimes. So sometimes when you're in a relationship, you definitely have to just bite your tongue. And so that means, for the people that don't understand that lingo, bite your tongue means that sometimes you have to keep silent even when you want to say something. Because sometimes when you're in a relationship, being silent is your best weapon, especially when you're angry. Because you may find yourself saying something that you'll regret later, saying something that you really didn't mean, saying something and it comes out the wrong way. So that's one of the things that you have to think about, how you have to hold your tongue when you try to choose love daily. And then, well, I'm not saying don't share with your feelings, don't share your emotions, because you got to be able to be transparent and let it come out. So one of the things that you can do in that aspect is just don't say it when you're angry. If you have something to say, just don't say it when you're angry. Another thing is, when you choose to love daily, when you're inspiring yourself and you're inspiring other people, you have to find a way to just listen. You don't always have to be the one that's going to take over the conversation. Sometimes it's good to just be a great listener, because sometimes that's all the person needs. You don't always have to talk. Sound like I'm preaching to the choir right now. But you don't always have to talk. Sometimes you just have to just listen. So I'm talking about myself too. And it's something that you can probably work on if that's something that you need to work on. You may be already a great listener, because I know I love to talk. So that's one thing that you can do, is just be a great listener. Another thing you can do is you have to learn how to forgive. Inspiration, love, choosing to love, being able to inspire other people is also being able to be a forgiver. Sometimes you have to forgive. Hello, Boss Doug. Am I saying that right? Put it in the chat. Is it Doug? Boss Doug? Or Boss Dog? Is it Doug? I think it's Boss Doug. You can put it in the chat and let me know if it's right. Just say yes, that's correct. Yes, that's right. Or no. If it's no, I'll try to fix that. But thank you so much for joining. I always look for the names that repeat. And that's love too. Is that name right? Hello. So that's one of the things that I look forward to. And you're showing love even when you come in and join the chat. That's another way to show love. You show love through action. So one way that you show love with people is that you have that communication with them, that sometimes you just have to talk. You don't have to always, sometimes you have to just listen and let them talk. Correction. Sometimes you have to listen and let them talk. Because I know I'll just talk. But one way that you can show love is also being able to just be present. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. So being a person who can inspire other people sometimes means just being there for them. Sometimes you can just be there. Just listen. And then sometimes your love could be through something that you're doing. It could be helping the homeless or doing something for other people. That's another way that you can show your love, by being compassionate to other people, inspiring other people. Because when you inspire other people, you forget about what you have going on. So that's one of the things that you can do. Because when you find out there's always someone who is less fortunate than you are, it might not seem like it when you're going through a storm, but you're going to make it through whatever storm that you're going through. Just trust and believe and know that you're going to be able to make it through the storm. So that's the part that we're talking about today. We're talking about being able to just love through daily challenges, love each and every day. And then guess what happens though? Then you got to start all over and do it all over again tomorrow. Because love is something that's continuous. It's not something that just happens one day. It continues to happen each and every day. So I think this is light. All right, so one thing that you have to do is you have to continue to love each and every day. Because that's one thing, especially if you're a parent. Because when you're parenting, you have to definitely love every day, because you can't just say, I'm going to love this child one day and don't do it the next. You have to do it each and every day. And when you're in these different relationships with other people, you have to love them even when you can't stand them sometimes. But that's the trials. So if you can love them through the trials, then that's when you're really showing love. It's okay to love somebody when everything's going right. But what can you do when things are not going right? Have you inspired someone today? That's one thing that you can do. You have to inspire other people. So who have you inspired today? Have you said a kind word to someone else? Being able to just say a kind word can inspire somebody. And it doesn't take a whole lot. You just keep going and you keep loving yourself, and you'll find yourself loving somebody else the same way. So always, you probably already know what I'm going to say. Love yourself for the wonderful person you are, and continue to find a way to also love others in the process. So I hope that I have inspired you, because you have certainly inspired me. So again, I want to remind you that Benison Farm Market is now open daily, and then so continue to support Benison Farm Market. And that podcast, go on that podcast also, because it's up now. It's on YouTube, so you can find it through Room to Breathe. I put it up on my page, so just go back and look for it. It's there. And then go to my YouTube page and subscribe. All right. So again, this is Sutton Inspirations with Deb. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and love yourself for the wonderful person you are.